Hi guys, Zach here with another Command & Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 3v3 match on the map Innocence. I'm starting in the bottom left corner playing as the Soviets. Now for those of you who don't know this map's got quite a lot of ore patches across the map. There's no gems, so you do have to be a bit more conservative at the start and focus a bit more on economy to make sure it's good enough to supply your war factories. And at the start it's sort of like one of these long maps, but it's not very tall, and I've just sent the infantry to the right just to try and find where my enemies are starting. And as you can see, there are quite a few bottlenecks on this map, so there's like lots of points where you can put your tanks to help defend. And I'm sending some infantry forward, and I'm sending other infantry just to those entry points, to those bottlenecks. So if any infantry do try and get through those positions, I am able to block them. And now you can see I'm actually getting quite a bit into the base of the other player. And that's like their starting area, and they'll be using those ore patches, so I'm going to get a little bit of visibility there. And I've got my first war factory, and what you'll see is I expand over this bottleneck here and to the next ore patch. Now what I used to do is I used to expand downwards to that ore patch, but it's a lot better to expand across, because when you expand across, you can then expand to the middle as well. And we see some infantry coming along the bottom of the map there, so I'm going to have to build some extra infantry that I didn't intend to, just to obviously defend against this attack. And we're just having a little look here, and we can see there's some red infantry. He's got quite a few there, and there's some bombers in there, grenadiers in there as well. And I'm going to send my ore truck just for a little bit of help as well, just in getting rid of those. And you can see there's quite a few there, and I'm just using that ore truck just to try and squash them. And we'll see what building to go for. And I haven't actually gone for the construction yard, which is what I thought we were going to go for initially, but they have gone for a power plant, and that's put like a little bit of it almost put a strain on me. I still had 2 small power plants, so I was okay. But what they've managed to do though is they've managed to get my ore truck on some downtime. I had to use the ore truck to squash some infantry while it could have been collecting ore, so I'm going to be a little bit behind on the economy, but not too much. And you have to remember, my opponent will have spent a little bit more on building those infantry than I have, so I think he had more infantry than I had on the map, so hopefully he's a little bit behind there. But now we can see red coming in with the attack with the heavy tanks, and we've got sort of like equal numbers, I'd say, at the moment. So we're going to go for the fight here, and let's see if we can take out these heavy tanks. I'm also expanding to the middle of the map while I'm doing this, just to get my ore trucks on that middle ore patch. And now we can see I'm getting quite a number of heavy tanks out now. I am on 2 war factories, so my production speed is decent at the moment. I will need to get on 3 war factories at some point, usually on these types of maps. And now I'm going into red space. We're going to try and get in close. Let's see how this battle goes. It looks to be about even at the moment, and we've managed to get those tanks through the bottleneck. What Red should have done is you should have waited right at the other end and then attacked me as soon as I got through. But now we're taking out some of his tanks, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull back because he's got some infantry there as well, and we're doing a little bit of damage to my tanks as well. And now Red, we can see he's trying to push forwards. He's got the lesser tank numbers at the moment, but he does have a few infantry, and there are a couple of those which were on Red, which I've just managed to take out. And now the fight resumes, and I've got the superior tank numbers at the moment, and now we're starting to push Red back, and he's falling to the other side of that gap. But what I'm doing now is I'm looking at other parts of the map, and they're not looking too healthy at the moment. It looks like my team are having a hard time in the middle of the map, and that middle part's very important for me because I do have ore trucks on that middle ore patch. So I'm having a look at Red again now, just seeing how he's we're slightly ahead on this fight, but every time we sort of push him back, he goes to the other side of that bottleneck where it makes it harder for me to get at him. But this time, it looks like we have more even tank numbers, and I might have the lesser tank numbers here. I may have to fall back, and I think those infantry are just doing a little bit more damage than I'd expect them to. But I do have a third war factory now, so I'm going to be having increased production of tanks. I'm just getting an ore truck out first, just so I can get an extra one on that middle ore patch, and hopefully build up my economy a bit. But as you can see, just as I was doing that, my economy has sparked up, and I do have a lot there. And now we see Red retreating back to his base. And what I want to do, sort of, I'm hoping Red are going to come to battle in the middle, hopefully. I don't know if they were planning on an attack at the top. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try going to the middle part of the map and see if Red follow us up there. I hope they do, because we do need to provide some assistance to our allies, it looks like, at the moment, because Yellow seems to be getting the better of them so far, Yellow and Orange, who are the other team. So let's go for this fight. Let's see how it goes. But no, Red haven't taken the bait and have decided to attack us along the bottom, which is the correct thing to do for them to win it. And now Yellow is starting to attack our base, but we're going to have to accept that we're going to lose that part, unfortunately. And now we're going for the fight on Red, and we'll sort of like pull back up. What this is doing is it's giving us our teammates, even though they're destroying some of our base, it's giving my teammates a bit of a chance to recover and launch a counter-attack. And you can see them in now, and I'm just getting some shots in on the yellow tanks there, but I'm pretty sure I'm getting another Tesla coil there. I'm pretty sure Red are going to come back, and yes, they do. Now let's resume this fight now, and you can see my tank numbers have really started to build up, and that's the power of having 3 war factories. And now we've got Red on the move. He's running back now. But as he's running back, we're taking out some of these tanks. We can see he's got 3 or 4 now at really low HP. We've taken out another one, and now that he's got more tanks, he's trying to get through the bottleneck, and he's having a bit of trouble. And we're taking out a load of tanks here, and this is going to cost Red a lot. And yeah, he's just lost a load of tanks there and done 0 damage. And what I'm going to try and do now is push through that bottleneck, because he's lost so much. I do think I have a good opportunity to get through here and start doing some real damage on his base. So we're going to see if we can do this, and we're pushing through right now. We can also see a service depot, so we may have had to MCVs out, but now we've got through this gap and we've got the superior tank numbers, and we'll have to just hopefully fight this out, and hopefully we'll be able to just dominate this. And those tanks are going down. I've definitely got the better tank numbers now, and we're right inside his base, and we're going to do spear. After we've destroyed a few more tanks, we're going to be able to do some significant damage to his structures. What we want to look at though are things like war factories, ore refineries and things like that. And now Red is taking that tank away, and now we're going to try and take that war factory down. And now we're going to go for some of his other main buildings, like that ore refinery and another war factory. We can see he's on 3 war factories, and we'll get rid of all 3. And yeah, you can see he's really struggling now. Obviously, we've got rid of a lot of his production, so he won't be able to launch a counterattack. But you can see Yellow attacking my main base. And what I'm going to need to do is, because I'm a long way from my base, so if I try and just go back and defend that way, it's going to be a problem for me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into Yellow's base around the back. So let's go into, because otherwise my base is going to get destroyed. So let's go on Yellow's base. We're attacking his war factories now, and you can see he's responding. He's pulling tanks. He's pulling tanks in now to fight me. So those tanks would have been going to my base, but now they're defending his base. So hopefully it'll pull back a bit now, and we're doing some major damage here. We've destroyed war factories. We've destroyed the construction yard, so he may not be able to build any more structures, and we're destroying some of the ore refineries right now, just in case he has a base elsewhere. I don't know at this point in time, but you can see now he's got as many tanks back as possible, and he's doing an attack, and you can see my teammates are bringing in tanks as well. So hopefully we're going to be able to defend this point. Let's see if we can get this ore refinery down. It's the last ore refinery it looks like he has, and it goes down. I don't know if he could have produced anything anyway, but we just had to be careful. And you can see my base is in a right state at the moment, so if I'd been like a little bit later, then I would have lost the whole of my base. So I was quite lucky there. They also didn't get my construction yard, so quite lucky, I would say. And I think I was also had some help from my teammates there while I was destroying my base. It was just one of those things. Yellow was on the attack, I was on the attack on red, and now you can see our teammate green doing a bit of an attack on the red base, but there's still a fight going on in the middle, but I'm in no position at the moment to really do much fighting. So we're going to go for that orange tank. And yeah, now I've got this war factory on the build. We can see red still in the fight in the middle, and we can see yellow now coming from my base. So I'm going to have to try and defend this somehow. I've only got a couple of tanks out on field, and yellow's bringing quite a few tanks down. So we're going to have to see, can we defend this? He's going for the power plants. Those are okay because I can replace those quite easily. And now he's going for the war factory, which is going to be a bit harder to replace. So now I'm just trying to take out his tanks ASAP. Let's see, is he going to finish off that war factory? It looks like he might do. Although he's going for a construction yard now, so I think he's changed around a little bit. But his tanks are on low HP, so hopefully I'm going to be able to get rid of these tanks. But this, I don't think I'm... And yeah, I just wasn't quite enough. I needed a couple more tanks, a couple of seconds more, and then I would have been able to take out those tanks. But unfortunately, it didn't go that way, and I've lost my construction yard now. But I've still got 2 war factories. I'm still green on power. I've still got some ore refineries working. And now I'm just having a look at what's on the map. We can see red still got some tanks. Orange has got some tanks. And I'm just looking at red's base, and yeah, if I try and take out these buildings, you can see green's been doing a bit of damage there, but now he's pulling back, so I'm going to try and fight these red buildings, take out these structures. Hopefully that's the last that red will have at this point. So let's try and take out these ore refineries. You can see he's got ore silos even. He's got a load of ore silos. He's got little bits across the map, and orange is coming in now to try and defend red's base, but we'll try and destroy these buildings. We've got that service depot down as well. We're going to get that down, and now the ore silos and the radar dome. That's the last thing I can see. I don't have full map visibility on this spawn point though. It was just when I ran through earlier, and you can see there's a bit of a shaded region there. So now we're going to go down to the bottom right area. Let's see if there's any structures there to destroy. And we can see there's a construction yard there, so we'll get that down as well. And a good place to hide, I guess, right in the corner of the map, but that's not all that red has. I was just looking to see if he's got any more structures, and what I see is the red ore trucks working, and they're moving to the top of the map, so unfortunately that was a bad call. He does have some structures at the top there, and I'm going to have to destroy these yellow buildings. And yeah, I think this is pretty much game over, to be honest, because unfortunately if I go back, yeah, there's not really much I can do here. I'll go back to my base, they've got a full working economy, I haven't got a construction yard anymore. If I stay here, my base is going to get destroyed. So I'll just try and do as much damage as I can, but I think that it's inevitable now, unfortunately. And you can see red bring the construction yard down, but you can see the main buildings are in the top here, and there's pretty much nothing I can do. I could go chasing that construction yard. I think that, yeah, MCV from red, but it wouldn't really serve me any purpose at this time. And we're just doing as much damage as we can, but I'm pretty sure my base is pretty much destroyed. And there we go. Red and orange have yeah, destroyed us there, and there wasn't that much I could do at the end of that. And you can see, yeah, I think orange is using cruisers as well, just bombarding my teammates' base. So yeah, you can see red now spread all over the map, and that is a good game. So thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed that video.